Hello, welcome to our channel Learn to Score. In this video, I am going to cover a few important questions from the topic of quadratic equations for your final exam. I hope you will like the video. Please subscribe to our channel for regular updates. Thank you. Here, I list few important topics based on my analysis of old question papers. Those are: find roots of a quadratic equation by factorization method, solve a given quadratic equation by completing square method, express a given word problem as a quadratic equation and solve the equation. Problems based on discriminant of quadratic equation and nature of roots. I'm going to solve few problems from each of these topics. You try to solve few questions of this kind from your textbook examples, exercises, and old question papers so that you will be prepared well for your final exam. Let us solve some problems now. Problem number 1. Find roots of the equation 2x square plus x minus 6 equal to 0 by factorization method. To do that, we have to find factors of 2 times minus 6, that is equal to minus 12, right? We have to find factors of minus 12 to solve this equation. We know that minus 12 can be written as 1 times minus 12, right? When you sum these, plus 1 and minus 12, you get the sum as minus 11, whereas we require the sum to be plus 1, right? Even if you take minus 12 as product of minus 1 and 12, then their sum is going to be 11 plus 11, whereas we wanted it to be plus 1. That's why this is not going to work. Now minus 12 can be written as product of 2 and minus 6, right? Their sum is minus 4. Even if you write minus 12 as minus 2 times 6, their sum is going to be plus 4. So this is also not meeting our requirement, right? Minus 12 can be written as 3 times minus 4. So their sum is minus 1. So this is also not meeting our requirement. We wanted it to be plus 1. So now let me write minus 12 as minus 3 times 4. Their sum is plus 1. It means this is what we are looking for, right? Now, since I can write minus 12 as minus 3 times minus 3 times 4, I can split the middle term plus 1x as plus 4x minus 3x, right? This is why this method is called split the middle term method also. Now, from this equation, what I do is I'll consider first two terms and take 2x as the common factor. And for last two terms, I can take minus 3 as the common factor, right? When I take 2x as the common factor from first two terms, I'll get 2x times x plus 2 as the first term. And when I take minus 3 as the common factor from last two terms, I'll get it as minus 3 times x plus 2 as the second term. Now, if you look at this, both the terms have x plus 2 as common, right? Now, let's take x plus 2 as the common factor out so that the equation can be written as x plus 2 times 2x minus 3 equal to 0. This particular equation holds true when x plus 2 equal to 0 and 2x minus 3 equal to 0, right? If I say that x plus 2 equal to 0, then that can be written as x equal to minus 2, right? If I take 2x minus 3 equal to 0, then it can be written as x equal to 3 by 2. It means minus 2 and 3 by 2 are the roots of 2x square plus x minus 6 equal to 0. This is what we are asked to do. The next problem is solve the quadratic equation 2x square plus 8x plus 6 equal to 0 using completing square method. As you see here, this particular equation has got coefficients 2, 8 and 6. All these are multiples of number 2, right? That's why we can divide each term of the equation with 2 so that quotient of x becomes 1. In the completing square method, we try to make the quotient of x to be 1. So let's divide each term now with number 2 such that the equation becomes now x square plus 4x plus 3 equal to 0. Right? We know that a plus b whole square can be written as a square plus 2ab plus b square. Right? When you rearrange it, you can write it as a square plus 2ab equal to a plus b whole square minus b square. Right? We'll be using this form of the equation in the completing square method. You will understand as we go. So as you see here, let me consider x square plus 4x from the original equation given. Now, if I compare x square plus 4x with a square plus 2ab, what will I get? To do that, let me write x square plus 4x as x square plus 2 times x times 2. Now you compare this with a square plus 2ab. So it looks like a equal to x and b equal to 2, right? Now let's write x square plus 4x in this particular form, a square plus 2ab form. It means x square plus 4x equal to x plus 2 whole square minus 2 square, because we wanted to write it as a plus b whole square minus b square, right? Where a is x and b equal to 2. When you substitute into this, you will get x square plus 4x as x plus 2 whole square minus 2 square. Let's take a note of that. X square plus 4x equal to x plus 2 whole square minus 2 square. So we can now substitute that into this particular equation, right? When I do that, x square plus 4x plus 3 equal to x plus 2 whole square minus 4 plus 3 equal to 0. Let's simplify this such that I can write it as x plus 2 whole square minus 1 equal to 0. I can rearrange that and write it as x plus 2 whole square equal to 1, right? Now I can write it as x plus 2 equal to square root of 1, right? Or x plus 2 equal to plus or minus 1. Now let me rearrange and write it as x equal to minus 2 plus or minus 1, right? Now let me consider plus 1. It means x becomes minus 2 plus 1, that is equal to minus 1. If I consider the minus symbol here, then it becomes x equal to minus 2 minus 1, that is equal to minus 3. It means we have got two values for x. First value is minus 1 and second value is minus 3. And we know that quadratic equation can have at most two roots, right? These are the roots. Minus 3 and minus 1 are the roots of 2x square plus 8x plus 6 equal to 0, right? The next problem is Rohan's mother is 26 years older than him. The product of their ages after 3 years will be 360. Then write the required quadratic equation to find Rohan's age. It is given that Rohan's mother is 26 years older than him, right? If I say that Rohan's present age is x years, Rohan's mother's present age is going to be x plus 26 years, right? That's what this statement says. Rohan's mother is 26 years older than him, right? And it was given that the product of their ages after 3 years will be 360. It means now we have to write what is Rohan's age after 3 years and what is his mother's age after 3 years, and then take their product such that it becomes equal to 360. right? Now let's write that Rohan's age after 3 years is x plus 3 years, right? Rohan's mother age after 3 years is going to be x plus 26 plus 3, that is equal to x plus 29 years. So as per the second statement, the product of these two is equal to 360, right? Let's write that now. X plus 3 times x plus 29 equal to 360. When you multiply, you will get it as x plus 29x. I have multiplied both of these with this particular x now, right? That is written as x square plus 29x. Now multiply x plus 29 with plus 3 such that you get plus 3x plus 87, right? That is equal to 360. Now further simplify this such that I can write it as x square plus 32x plus 87 equal to 360. If I take plus 360 to the other side, it becomes minus 360. That is equal to 0, right? Let me further simplify this such that I can write it as x square plus 32x minus 273 equal to 0. So this is the quadratic equation we want to solve such that we can get Rohan's age, right? Rohan's age is denoted using x. When you solve this equation, you will get two values for x. The positive value you would be taking for Rohan's age. So let's say now that let us solve. One has to solve x square plus 32x minus 273 equal to 0 to obtain Rohan's age. This is what is asked to, this is what we are asked to do, right? Write the required quadratic equation to find Rohan's age. The next problem is find two consecutive odd positive integers, sum of whose squares is 290. Here you have to note that the two consecutive odd positive integers, right? Let's say that x is one of the odd positive integers. The consecutive odd positive integer is going to be x plus 2, right? Please note this. Let's assume that x and x plus 2 are the numbers we are looking for. And as per the second statement, sum of their squares is 290. It means x square plus x plus 2 whole square equal to 290. Let's write that. We can expand x plus 2 whole square using a plus b whole square formula, right? When you do that, you will get it as x square plus 4x plus 4. Now I can simplify this and write it as 2x square plus 4x plus 4 minus 290 equal to 0. This equation can be further simplified and written as 2x square plus 4x minus 286 equal to 0, right? As you see here, these coefficients all are having 2 as a common factor, right? Let me take 2 as the common factor out so that it can be written as 2 times x square plus 2x minus 143 equal to 0. I can drop this 2 simply because if I take this 2 onto the other side, it becomes 0 times 2, right? That is equal to 0. It means x square plus 2x minus 143 equal to 0 is also an equation equivalent to 2x square plus 4x minus 286 equal to 0, right? Now we have to solve this particular equation to get one of the odd positive integer, that is x. Once you know x, you can get x plus 2, right? One has to solve this equation to find odd positive integers. And if you go by splitting the middle term method, we have to find the factors such that their product is equal to minus 143 and their sum is equal to plus 2. Minus 143 can be written as 13 times minus 11, right? When you sum these two, 13 and minus 11, you will get the sum as 2, right? It means 2x now can be written as minus 11x plus 13x, right? Let's write that. X square plus 2x minus 143 equal to 0 can be written as x square minus 11x plus 13x minus 143, right? From these two terms, if I consider, I can take x as the common factor out, right? From here, I can take 13 as the common factor, right? From these two terms, I can take 13 as the common factor. When I do that, I can write the equation as x times x minus 11 plus 13 times x minus 11 equal to 0. As you see here, these two terms are having x minus 11 as the common factor, right? Let's take that as the common factor out such that this equation can be written as x minus 11 times x plus 13, that is equal to 0. This equation holds true when x minus 11 equal to 0 and x plus 13 equal to 0, right? So the roots are going to be x equal to 11 and x equal to minus 13. Here we would be dropping minus 13 because we are looking for odd positive integers, whereas minus 13 is a negative integer, right? That's why let me consider x equal to 11 as the number we are looking for, right? This is one of the odd positive integers. Then if x equal to 11, x plus 2 is going to be 13, right? Let's verify now. We said that x square plus x plus 2 whole square equal to 290, right? X square is 11 square and x plus 2 whole square is 13 square. When you sum them, you will get 290 as the answer. It means these are the two numbers we are looking for, right? 11 and 13. Let me write now that 11 and 13 are the consecutive odd positive integers, sum of whose squares is 290. This is the answer we are looking for. The next problem is length of the rectangle is 2 units greater than its breadth. If the area of rectangle is 120 square units, then find its length. We are given length of rectangle is 2 units greater than its breadth. It means I can assume the breadth to be x. So that length is going to be x plus 2, right? We know area of rectangle is defined as length times breadth, right? It means area equal to x plus 2 times x, that is equal to 120 square units. This can be now written as x square plus 2x minus 120 equal to 0, right? We have to solve this equation to obtain the value of x, that is breadth, and then x plus 2 is going to be length. One can make use of any of the methods we know. We have seen splitting the middle term method, completing square method, right? Here I'm going to use a slightly different method, that is quadratic formula. Using quadratic formula, I'm going to solve this. For ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, the quadratic formula defines the roots as x equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a, right? When you compare this particular equation with ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, you say that a equal to 1, b equal to 2 and c equal to minus 120, right? Now let's substitute these values into the quadratic formula to get the roots. X is going to be minus 2 plus or minus square root of 2 square minus 4 times 1 times minus 120 divided by 2 times 1, right? 2 square is 4 and minus 4 times minus 120 is 480, right? Now let's simplify this equation such that I can write it as minus 2 plus or minus square root of 4 plus 480 divided by 2. This can be now written as minus 2 plus or minus square root of 484 divided by 2. We know square root of 484 is 22, right? Let's write that. Minus 2 plus or minus 22 divided by 2. If I divide every term in this numerator and denominator with number 2, then I can write it as x equal to minus 1 plus or minus 11, right? Let me consider the plus operator now, so that I can write x equal to minus 1 plus 10, sorry, minus 1 plus 11, that is equal to 10. If I consider the minus operator here, then it becomes x equal to minus 1 minus 11, that is equal to minus 12. Breadth cannot be a negative number, right? That's why we don't use this. X equal to 10 is the choice we can make use of. It means breadth of the rectangle is 10 units and length is going to be 10 plus 2, that is equal to 12 units. So their product is 120, right? This is what we are asked to do. The next problem is find the discriminant of 2x square minus 4x plus 3 equal to 0. We said that for ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, the quadratic formula defines the roots as x equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a, right? In this formula, b square minus 4ac, which is under the root, is called discriminant of the given quadratic equation. B square minus 4ac is called discriminant of quadratic equation. When you compare 2x square minus 4x plus 3 equal to 0 with ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, you say that a equal to 2, b equal to minus 4 and c equal to 3, right? When you substitute these values into b square minus 4ac, what you would be getting is the value of the discriminant, right? This is what we are asked to find. So now let's substitute ABC values into b square minus 4ac. B square is minus 4 whole square and 4ac is 4 times 2 times 3, right? This can be simplified and written as 16 minus 24, that is equal to minus 8. So now to answer the question, discriminant of 2x square minus 4x plus 3 equal to 0 is minus 8. This is what we are asked to find. The next problem is discuss the nature of the roots of 2x square plus 5x plus 2 equal to 0. Earlier we said that b square minus 4ac is the discriminant of ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, right? Now let's understand why this is called a discriminant. If b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, then the equation is going to have two distinct real roots. If b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, then the equation is going to have real and equal roots. If b square minus 4ac is less than 0, the equation is going to have no real roots, right? This is based on the value of b square minus 4ac, we can say what kind of roots the given equation is going to have, right? Are they going to have real roots or no real roots? If the roots are real roots, then are they going to be distinct or equal? The value of b square minus 4ac is able to differentiate, right? That is why b square minus 4ac is called discriminant of the given quadratic equation. Now if you compare the given quadratic equation 2x square plus 5x plus 2 equal to 0 with ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, you say that a equal to 2, b equal to 5 and c equal to 2, right? Now let's substitute these values into b square minus 4ac such that based on the value we can say whether the given equation is going to have real roots or not. If they have real roots, whether they are going to be distinct or equal roots, right? Now let's find value of b square minus 4ac. That is 5 square minus 4 times 2 times 2. That can be written as 25 minus 16 that is equal to 9, right? B square minus 4AC is equal to 9. It means the discriminant of the given equation is 9. It is a positive number, means B square minus 4AC is greater than 0. Hence, we can say that the equation is going to have two distinct real roots. This is what we are asked to find, right? The nature of the roots are going to be two distinct and real roots. The next problem is if x square plus 5x plus k equal to 0 has real and distinct roots, then we have to find the value of k. We learned that if b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, then the equation has two distinct real roots, right? It means for this particular equation, if you write the discriminant, its value has to be greater than 0 so that you will have real and distinct root for this particular equation. When you compare this particular equation with ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, you will say that a equal to 1, b equal to 5 and c equal to k, right? Let's substitute these into b square minus 4ac greater than 0. When you do that, you will write it as 5 square minus 4 times 1 times k, that is greater than 0. This can be now written as 25 minus 4k is greater than 0, right? This can be further rearranged and written as 25 is greater than 4k, right? It can also be written as 25 divided by 4 is greater than k, right? It means k is less than 25 divided by 4, right? To have the roots to be real and distinct, the value of k has to be less than 25 divided by 4. This is what we are asked to find. The value of k has to be less than 25 divided by 4. I hope you like the video. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel Learn to Score. Thank you.